Hello, I'm your host today, Imani Timberlake. I attend Richfield High School, and today I'm going to be hosting for Asian Media Access using Media Force. And today in the studio with me is...
I'm Michaela, going to Patrick Henry High School.
My name is Salmi Yassin and I attend W.A.T.E.R Medical Academy.
My name is Biftu Hussain and I'm going to St. Louis Park High School.
Okay, the first question I have for you guys is, have you or a family member ever migrated before?
I was born in Minnesota, but my parents was born in Chicago and they had me and they migrated back to Minnesota and had me.
I haven't migrated, but my parents have, from Somalia to America, which when they had me as well.
Both of my parents were born in Ethiopia and they migrated to Minnesota, which is when I was born.
Okay. What are some of your favorite foods from your homeland?
I think I like everything. I don't think there's nothing I don't dislike or not like at all. I mean, it's too much to name or think about right now, but...
Yeah, also true. I like everything that's made from my culture as well. All good.
Yeah, same thing with me. I have a lot of favorites. It'd be hard to choose.
Okay. I agree with y'all. Everything that I know of from my homeland, I like. Are there any foods from your homeland that you still make while being in America?
Yes, I think I still do. I don't really know. We make it on like occasions, like holidays and stuff. But if it isn't one of that, then not really, but...
Yeah, there's something called like a malawah that's made. Still make it.
Okay.
Yeah, my mom makes food for us, like normal breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but using her own recipes.
Okay. Is there a language that, other than English, that you speak at home?
No, I stick to English.
I speak Somali also.
At home, I speak Oromo to my parents, but I normally speak English to my siblings.
We don't use other languages in my household much, unless like an exception is my mom and my grandma. If you don't mind, like, what is it like? Why did your parents decide to migrate to America?
I think it wasn't a good lifestyle down there, and how my parents grew up in Chicago in general, and they didn't want me to have that type of lifestyle they had, so they took me to a better place and raised me to be the person I am today.
Was the question, why did they come here?
Yeah.
They came to America because there was like a civil war happening back in Somalia at the time, so they had to migrate to America.
My parents migrated to Minnesota when they had their first child so that they could grow up with better opportunities and a better future than they had themselves.
Okay. I am unsure behind the reasoning of why my grandparents decided to migrate to the U.S. Do you feel yourself or like family members drifting from your culture because of coming to America?
No, I don't think I do. I think it's still the same when it was then till it is now.
Not really, because I've been put in like a all same culture school and stuff, so not really.
I actually do feel like I'm drifting away from my culture because I don't really interact with it as much as I do when I was a child, because now I'm just more busier.
I relate with you because like I don't know the language, and like we don't really celebrate like the holidays they have, or like things that usually like Puerto Ricans will like celebrate. Do you think it would be better off for you if you were born in your homeland?
I think I enjoy where I am now. I don't really think it'd be better. I mean, I'll know more than I do now, but I feel like I'm okay where I'm at right now.
I agree with what she said because, like, right now there's still total struggles in Somalia right now, but I would go there and like learn more about the language and stuff. But yeah, I'm fine with what I am right now too.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do wish I grew up in my homeland because there are much more family members and much more people to interact with there. But I think just occasional vacations there would please me.
Okay. I think I would have like a better connection with like just my culture in general if I was born in my homeland, because I feel like me just in general, I will enjoy connecting with like family members I don't know of and stuff in general like that. Like the food, there's a lot of foods that I haven't like tasted in my homeland, and just like the cultures in general, like the holidays that I haven't had experience. So yeah, I think I definitely will enjoy being born in Puerto Rico better. Have you or anyone you know ever experienced had a bad experience because of your culture?
Yes, actually, I think my mother and father had went through something that had to do with their culture, and they got shut down from it. And they usually do it like almost every day, but they had got shut down that one day. I don't remember exactly what they told me, but that's all they said. They didn't get into detail about it.
I don't really know what happened, so yeah.
That's understandable.
There weren't really any big things that happened to my parents as they migrated here, but I haven't had any experience.
From an experience that I remember my mom talking about before was I don't know what happened specifically, but she was like doing her taxes, and there was this lady, and like she shared like similar culture with her. My mom was really connecting with her, and she had told me that her work was discriminating against her, and like she was just like there's a lot going on, and basically the police got involved that day, and it was a lot of drama, and pretty sure it was like because of their race. Sorry. Why do you think your family migrated to Minnesota?
To put out a better life for me and the rest of my siblings, because it was a lot of things going down in there, and she didn't feel as though raising us down there was safe.
Yeah, because of the civil war that was happening in Somalia during the time, and also more opportunities in America.
I don't know the specific reason why my parents migrated to Minnesota, but there are some people that she knows and she could connect with.
I assume they migrated here. Well, they didn't really migrate here. They migrated to Oklahoma, but then my mom's mom moved to Minnesota because this is where she was born. So that's why we're in Minnesota right now. Do you wish you could like know your culture or language like by heart, like know it fluently, so you connect with the people in your culture?
I think I do. I really like. I already know like fluently like what is said and done in my culture, but I don't think I really need to work on anything.
I would love to.
Yeah, same, me too.
Do you want to explain why?
Oh, just like to connect to people if I were to go back there someday.
Okay.
I think it'd be better off if I knew more about my culture so that I could reconnect and get to know more people like me.
Okay. I think I would enjoy knowing Spanish fluently. I only know like basic like Spanish. Like I can understand it, but like I can't really like talk to people. If you're comfortable sharing some hardships your family went through while migrating to Minnesota.
I don't think they went through a lot. I mean, I don't think it was that hard. I mean, I don't think they went through anything rough or anything.
My parents, when they came here, they did not know English at all, so they probably had to struggle with learning it. My dad mostly, because he learned it. Yeah.
I don't think my parents really taught me a lot about the struggles, but I do know that we moved a lot, so there must have been struggles in every different home.
Okay. I'm unsure if they went through any hardships because I don't really. If like my grandpa went through any hardships, I don't think my grandma went through that either. So, how did your family get here? Like, did they take a plane, a bus, car, walk?
I don't think they told me that in exactly, but I think they drove back or took buses.
Yeah, I don't know exactly either. I think they used a plane to come here.
Yeah, it was a pretty far distance, so they must have used a plane.
Okay. I'm unsure of that information. What are some of your favorite things to talk about with your family? Just like in general?
Usually my culture in general or learning what they have been through and the difficulties they went through and how to control and how they did their lives compared to mine. And you could see and compare how much different it was. And I was just grateful and glad to be raised the way I was.
Yeah, same too.
We mostly like to talk about memories and her childhood in Ethiopia, but yeah.
Mostly when me and my mom are connecting, we're talking about activities we would like to do, or just like giving wise advice like she got told from old family members, or recipes that the family has passed on. Yeah. If your family moved multiple states before getting to Minnesota, which ones did they go to before?
I don't think my mother and father had actually moved any type of states to come to America. Yeah, I don't think they explained any of that to me, so I don't think they did.
I've heard from my mom that she went to when they came, they went to New York, and then they went to Wisconsin, and then they got to Minnesota.
I think my parents just migrated to Minnesota. I haven't heard any stories about them migrating anywhere. And also, I also grew up in Minnesota, and haven't moved to any other states. So,
Well, my grandma had my mom in Minnesota, and then we moved back to Oklahoma for like a couple years, and then we moved back to Minnesota. Um, if you were to go to your homeland, like what are some things that you would think like you'll get off of your bucket list?
I would go to all the places my parents used to go to and tell me about all the time, how they always wanted me to go see it, but they thought it was very unsafe because being down in Chicago isn't like a place you would want to be because it's a lot of crime and stuff like that. But I'd go to a bunch of places they named.
If I were to go back to Somalia, I would want to learn the language and also finish the Quran as well.
Yeah, I think I would like to go visit a lot of family members and see where my mom grew up at and how my parents met each other.
If I were to go to Puerto Rico, I think I don't really know much about like how it looks or anything, but like from pictures I have seen, they have a lot of like beautiful places you can just like see in general. It's the photos I've seen, it was really pretty, so I would like to go to wherever they were. Do you think your family felt welcome just arriving to the States or Minnesota?
Yes, because my family have family down in where they were and family up in Minnesota itself, so I feel like they were pretty welcomed.
I don't think so because they don't have family members in America, so they had to do everything themselves.
I don't really think that they felt welcome or they didn't feel welcome. I don't really know much about that.
Okay. I don't know much about that either. What are some things you think your family misses most about their homeland?
Well, misses a lot. I think it's the family they have down there because it's been through a lot and they had a lot of people they messed with down there, so I think they miss just their family in general.
Yeah, I think they also miss their family a lot. When they go back to see their family.
Yeah, just family and friends.
Okay. I think Mom misses the food because she said a lot about the food when she did come back from her trip. Do you think your family feel more safer in like Minnesota or the U.S.?
I mean, everywhere you go isn't completely safe. You can't say anywhere is safe because a lot of things happen in a lot of places. So I feel like it's much more better for them here than it was where they used to be. But then again, not everywhere is safe.
Yeah.
My parents growing up, they had their older siblings and their parents had passed away at a young age. So they were the ones who would protect them and raise them. But a lot of them has passed away. So I think if they go back to their hometown, they won't have as much memories to reconnect with.
I'm unsure about that. Do you think your family would go back to their homeland?
My family have actually been there more than once. Like I say, like not usually, but like once a month they go back to see family, make sure they're okay, and then come back to me and the rest of us, my siblings.
Yeah, they would definitely want to go back.
Yeah, my parents really talk about going back a lot and vacations, but they never went back since they migrated.
Well, my mom has went back, and my aunt I think they enjoyed their time there, and they said they would go again, like when we're older, me and my siblings could go. So I don't think they would move there, because like once like their kids were just not familiar with the language, and we don't know like much about the culture, which is like it's a barrier, but like it could be fixed easily. What do you think the biggest difference is between the states/countries?
The difference, I think, is just, I mean, I don't think there's really a difference because, I mean, they're like right next to each other. It's just either buses or driveaways. So I don't think there's a difference.
And I think it's the people and the languages that they do and speak.
Sorry, what was the question?
Like, what do you think the biggest difference between like your homeland and the U.S.?
I think there are a lot of changes and a lot of people to adapt with, and I'm not really sure about what the difference is, but I do know there are a lot.
Okay. Do you think immigrants should be more immigrants should be allowed to come to the States?
Yes, actually, because like you can't judge people just because something that they were raised and grew up on. I really think the world itself should really allow it to happen. You know, new people, new things.
Yeah, I also think they should be allowed because they should also have an opportunity to move forward.
Yeah, same.
I also agree with you guys because, you know, like I talked about how I feel like just the in general idea and like just getting in states legally, it's just like it's such a long process, and like maybe like you have to get out immediately, and like they're taking like forever to just like approve your notice in general, and then even to get a court date, it takes like a long time. So are there anything you'll like to reconnect with your culture, or like you wish you had like you seen more of, or like thought more about, or like just know more about in general?
I think I wish I'd seen a lot of things like down there than I see things now, because it's all about like wanting to know and the urge to know what it is, because when somebody else talks about it and I don't know what it is and I'm supposed to be from down there, is confusing, and it gives you a type of feeling.
Not really.
I think it's the language mainly that I'd like to know about. And
do you think you get treated away in school because of your culture?
Yes, it's a lot of, well, all schools, it's not like there's no school there out there that doesn't have like a prejudice or racism to a different culture, or you feel a certain way about another culture. So there's always going to be that type of conflict throughout school in general. But yes, I have. Teachers done it to me a lot. I had to get kicked out of class because of it, and it wasn't even my fault. It was some other student in the classroom, and they were saying racist remarks to me, and I had to leave myself. But I had to resolve that, and they had got suspension, I think. And I was fine, even though it was a moment, but I'm okay.
For me, there wasn't much, because all my life I grew up in school with the same people, like the same culture as me. So I don't think there was any really.
I grew up in a school where it was majority one culture, but sometimes I would feel disconnected from others, and it'd be hard to like kind of fit in. But other than that, I think I really liked the similarity that we shared.
Okay. For me personally, I feel like even though like I went to school with like majority of like people of color, like some people were still colorist and like said racist remarks. Like even if we shared the same culture, I was either like oh, like, you're too black, or like, you don't even know Spanish, what do you mean? Like, it was always like some sarcastic remark, or like, oh, you're lying, and stuff like this. And like, it always really confused me. So like, sometimes I just like wouldn't even claim like that I was just like Puerto Rican at all, and I'll just be like, okay, yeah, I'm black, like, just leave it alone, you know? Because like, I'm not connected with my culture in general, and like, I don't know a lot of stuff about it, and I don't know, it was just an odd experience to go through, you know? Moving on to the next question, also about school. Do you think like your culture affected your education in any way, like just like getting there?
Actually, I feel like I have. I feel like teachers in general let a lot of other, white students learn a lot more than what the black or the black students learn. I feel like they've done that throughout all my high schools, I think. But I made a difference in one of my schools, and when I was in 5th grade, and every February, I think they would celebrate Valentine's Day, and they never celebrated Black History Month. And there was one day where I had finally like got up and I said something, but they was like, oh my God. And it was like, how are you not already thinking about that? It's Black History Month as soon as it hit the 1st of February throughout to the 28th. But, they got my picture. I got to get on the news and some more things. But I enjoyed it, even though they were lacking on it. But that was elementary.
For me, not really anything.
Yeah, I didn't have any personal experiences, no.
Honestly, I think it caused a lot of conflict for like me in middle school, because like we would sit at tables, and like my teacher would call like our tables by the white kid at our table, and like she'll only call them like, or like if she's seeing like a person of color raising their hand versus a white person raising their hand, she would call the white person. And like, it wasn't even just like a one-time thing, it was like more than once, which was like very noticeable, and like a lot of people noticed it. And like, I don't know, I think they'll just like give the white kids special treatment in general, and like they'll favorite them like loudly. They'll be like, oh, like blank is my favorite, or like, oh my gosh, blank is so smart. And then like, maybe I want to share a story, and like this kid doesn't even have their hand raised, but like they know something about them. They're like, oh yeah, blank does this, blank, you know? And like, when I was younger, I was like, okay, that's a little weird. And I looked at my friends, and they were like, wait, like, is this happening to y'all too? And they're like, yeah, it's kind of noticeable, you know? So I think that it definitely took a toll on me, and I feel like it made me more independent. Like, oh, like I can't ask the teacher for help, so I'm just gonna have to do it by myself, you know? Yeah. Do you think you were like do you feel like out of place at school because like of like your culture in general?
Wait, what's the question?
Like, do you feel out of place, like you're doing an activity and like you're just like
I don't think I actually have been feeling like out of place, because I was in a majority of like an all black school, but it was a lot of things that like the white teachers decide, because they thought just because it's a majority of black school, they was gonna let us and treat us differently from half of the other students of different races. And I feel like I was never like really out of place, because it was majority of black people, and I had a lot of friends, so I wasn't really bothered by any of the teachers' doings. It was none of my business until they got out of line saying racist things. Then yes, I had said something.
I personally never felt out of place because everyone around me was also the same culture as me, so I really never felt like I was left out.
I couldn't really feel like I was left out in a lot of things, because I had a lot of friends around me that were like me, and I could really relate to a lot of students, so they didn't really make me feel out of place.
If I did feel out of place, like I had friends to just like back me up and be like, it's okay, you know? So I don't think I really felt out of place. It was just like an uncomfortable predicament to be in, just in general. Resulting in like your culture, because like some of you know different languages. Like, do you think like when you're older you'll take a job to like advance you because of these like unique things you've learned because of your culture?
I mean, of course, because I'm not like not going to do it. I mean, I'm very intrigued into my culture, so of course I do it.
I would too. I would like to learn more about my language. I would like to learn more about my language as well.
Yeah, and so I think if I had more knowledge about my culture, I'd be easier. It'd be easier to connect more.
Okay. Okay. That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this. We talked a lot about our education and how like we connect with our families, and just like about our families, like migration stories in general, and a lot of stories like that we connect with. And I hope you enjoyed today's show. And I also would like to thank the audience for watching all the way through. And I'm your host, W.A.T.E.R, and I was in the studio with
Michaela, attending Patrick Henry High School.
And Somali Hussein, attending W.A.T.E.R Medical Academy.
Beefs Hussein, attending St. Louis Park High School.
and I'm your host. Hope you enjoyed the show.
Hi, my name is Pao and I'm Mom.
What are ways in which your culture helps you to be healthy or unhealthy?
Ways that my cultures help me be healthy are eating brown rice.
How do you respond when the influences of mainstream culture point you into different directions to your culture?
The promoting of fast foods are unhealthy for my culture.
Hi, my name is Cynthia. I come from a Somali cultural background. We do traditional dances during ceremonies that maintains our active living lifestyle.
How do you respond when the influences of mainstream culture point you into different directions from your culture?
I try to combine both, in which ways I still maintain on my own cultural path.
Hi, my name is Octavia, and I'm African American.
What are ways in which your culture helps you to be healthy or unhealthy?
Some ways are athletic, like we get to do sports, and unhealthy ways, like all the barbecues and stuff.
How do you respond when the influences of mainstream culture point you into a different direction from your culture?
Because like they want us to drink pops, and sometimes we drink pops like instead of drinking water or doing an activity or something athletic.
Hi, I'm Decca. My cultural background is I'm Somali.
What are ways in which your culture helps you to be healthy or unhealthy?
We're more on the unhealthy side because we eat more foreign foods like curry, sambusa, and dosha.
How do you respond when the influences of mainstream culture point you into different directions from your culture?
I'm more influenced by the fashion sense of this generation, and I'm Muslim, so we have to be more covered up.
Hi, my name is Mohammed, and I'm Somali. My culture loves playing soccer as their main sport.
How do you respond when the influences of mainstream culture point you into different directions from your culture?
I love playing basketball, and rather than energy drinks, we drink water to pump up our blood.
Hi, my name is Charlie, and I am African American.
What are ways in which your culture helps you be healthy or unhealthy?
Well, unhealthy because we eat a lot of fried food.
How do you respond when the influences of mainstream culture points you into a different direction from your culture?
Mainstream dancing is slow in my culture it's more upbeat and exciting.
Hi, my name is Tyrus, and my culture is African American.
What are ways in which your culture helps you to be healthy or unhealthy?
There's a lot of park access, and it helps us it helps us exercise because it's free and open to the public.
How do you respond when the influences of mainstream culture points you into a different direction from your culture?
I like to play football, and the American mainstream culture is a lot of brutality in football, which promotes concussions, and that doesn't help with my culture.
Hi, I'm Akeem Woods, and I'm African American.
What are ways in which your culture helps you to be healthy or unhealthy?
My culture helps me to be unhealthy because we eat a lot of fast food.
How do you respond when the influences of mainstream culture points you into a different direction from your culture?
Well, I like to play basketball, and after I get hungry, I eat like a nutrition bar, and those are really unhealthy because they're loaded with sugar.
Hi, my name is Michael, and I'm an African American.
What are ways in which your culture helps you to be healthy or unhealthy?
I guess one way for my culture to help me be healthy is all the sports we play.
How do you respond when the influences of mainstream culture points you into a different direction from your culture?
Well, I like to mix my culture and mainstream culture, have it a little more diverse.
Hello, my name is Carvis Franklin, and my cultural background is African American.
What are ways in which your culture helps you to be healthy or unhealthy?
Well, by playing sports and participating in many activities.
How do you respond when the influences of mainstream culture points you into a different direction from your culture?
Well, the majority of the mainstreams that I've experienced is that many people say that the majority of black people that we steal and we are like the majority of like crimes and such as that. It's not true, really. Really, it's not.
Hi, my name is Sanaya Pickens. I'm an African American.
What are ways in which your culture helps you to be healthy or unhealthy?
The way it helps us to be healthy is dance because we dance a lot.
How do you respond when the influences of mainstream culture points you into a different direction from your culture?
I usually stick to what I do and what my culture does.
My name is Chua Lo, and my culture is Hmong.
What are ways in which your culture helps you to be healthy or unhealthy?
Ways that my culture help us to stay healthy is drink green tea.
How do you respond when the influences of mainstream culture points you into a different direction from your culture?
I navigate through different cultures, even though I'm with my friends or different groups of people.
Hi, my name is Daking, and I'm African American.
What are ways in which your culture helps you to be healthy or unhealthy?
In my culture, we play a lot of physical activities. Well, we do a lot of physical activities, and yeah, so.
How do you respond when the influences of mainstream culture points you into a different direction from your culture?
Mainstream has helped me get in touch with my inner technology, and so it helped me like just because I like computers and stuff.
Hi, my name is Jason, and I am Hmong.
What are ways in which your culture helps you to be healthy or unhealthy?
Ways that make my culture healthy is that we play a lot of sports.
How do you respond when the influences of mainstream culture points you into a different direction from your culture?
I do what I think is right.
Hi, my name is Jet Li Yang, and today we'll be interviewing this gentleman over here. Hello, sir. What is your name?
My name is Peng Zhang.
All right, and what is your cultural background?
My cultural background is Hmong.
All right, and what do you do to culturally stay healthy?
Well, I play cultural music to stay culturally healthy.
Well, thank you for your time.
Hi, this is Mei Vang. Today we are interviewing about bicultural healthy living. Today I have with me is
Sai.
What is your cultural background?
I'm home.
What do you do culturally to stay healthy?
Garden.
That's good. Thank you for your time.
Hello everyone, my name is Michael and I'm with AMA, and today we're going to be talking about bicultural healthy living, and today I'm here with
Mang.
Okay, Mang, I'm going to be asking you a few questions. Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay, the first question is, what is your cultural background?
My cultural background is Hmong.
Okay, the last question is, what do you do culturally that helps you stay healthy?
I go hiking.
Thank you for your time, that's all.
Hi, my name is Chua, and today we are with
Jet Li.
What is your cultural background?
I am Hmong.
What do you do culturally to still stay healthy?
I like to dance. I believe that that's healthy, and I do some cultural dance, and I also do mainstream dance. So combining those two is possible. So yeah, dancing is healthy. Healthy.
Thank you for your time, and that was really nice.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Officer Sidney W. Jones Sr. with Metro Transit Police Department. I am assigned to the Northside Community Engagement Team. Cultural background, of course, as you can see, I'm African American. I was raised in Kansas City, around a big family. Cultural background, come from a community-based type of neighborhood environment where I grew up, like I said, in the inner city, around family members and friends. As far as I know, part of your question was about healthiness, what I've learned about being healthy. Well, when growing up, actually, because it was so many of us, the healthy part was out the window. But as I've gotten older, and with the job I do, I've started to take more care of my health and eating proper things and dieting properly and working out so that once I retire, hopefully in the next 7 years, I will be able to get 30 years out of my retirement. That's 30 years I've put in. So the course of that is I stopped smoking when I used to smoke. Stopped smoking when I was like 25 years old. That was a change for health. Drinking, I don't drink nearly as much as I used to when I was younger. And it was just a change because I knew that those was things that had caused medical diagnosed problems throughout not only my community or my culture, but others. It's a known fact that African Americans have problems with high cholesterol and diabetes. So I try to maintain the healthy living by the choices I'm making when I'm eating and my dieting.
How you doing? My name is Officer Marcus Johnson. I'm with Metro Transit Police Department. I've been on the police force for a little bit over 2 years, and I'm assigned to Northside Community Engagement Team. My cultural background, African American descent. Grew up in Wisconsin, moved here in 96, 97, and been here ever since. As far as my healthy eating, well, I don't drink. I don't smoke. I do none of that. I think that's kind of, to each his own. It's bad for you. To me personally, I like to keep myself in shape. I've been a boxer since I was 16 years of age. Boxed out of a gym called Circle of Discipline. One of the trainers there. So I pretty much like to keep a healthy lifestyle. Eat vegetables, little meats, whole grain. Keep a small moderation and just try to work out, more frequently than others, or some people do. Generally, not to stereotype others. But anyway, so I work out 3 to 5 times a week and just try to do a lot of cardio and weightlifting and things like that. I do this because, not because of the job I do, but also because I like to keep a healthy body. So.
Hi, my name is Officer Kuvain. I'm from Laos, but my background is I'm Hmong. I came here when I was 6 years old. I worked for Minneapolis for over 23 years. As far as my for healthy living, part of this job is I like to eat, watch what I eat, but mainly it's because I play a lot of sport. Play soccer and I do martial art. As I get older now, I try to go to the gym. So I go lifetime about 4 or 5 times a week, just trying to stay in shape. I do that just mainly for me, just so that I can live longer.
Hi, I'm Chef Eric Austin, also known as Chef E, or also Big E, from Big E's Soul Food Restaurant.
What is your cultural background?
I'm African American.
What do you do to stay culturally healthy?
Well, being a chef plays an active role in that because I have control over the preparation of my own food, particularly the food of my culture, which has not had a historic healthy reputation, that being soul food.
How do you respond mainstream culture points you into a different direction from your culture?
Well, being a chef helps me because whenever I'm throwing a curveball, so to speak, as you've asked, I have the ability, based on my knowledge of food, to adapt. And that is the name of the game, to be able to adapt, because many people are going to be coming into your restaurant with a varied amount of backgrounds and different cultures. And it's your job to try and introduce them to your food, but to be able to adapt to the needs that they may have. For instance, you may not eat pork, and I have ribs and so forth on my menu. It is up to me now, when you come into my restaurant, to be able to substitute or adapt to your needs as the customer.
Hi, my name is Jet Li, and today we are interviewing this fine gentleman next to me. Sorry, what is your name?
My name is Leah Charjong.
All right, and what is your ethnic background?
I am Hmong, so about enough said for North Minneapolis.
All right, and what do you do to culturally stay healthy?
What I do is I love to read, I love to eat a lot, basically a lot of healthy food. So although I am Hmong, so we tend to eat a lot of rice. I tend to cut back on that because of all the carbohydrates in the system. It gets you a little fat, so I tend to cut back on that, eat more lean food, and also exercise a little bit, train up in the mental too, on the mind. So that's mainly all I do.
And how do you respond to when mainstream puts you into a different direction from your own culture?
That's a tough question right there. If the mainstream would point me into a different direction from my own culture, the first thing I'll do is that I will support it if I do like the idea of it. But the main thing is that I won't forget my own heritage and culture too. I am Hmong, so I don't want to forget anything about that. I want to keep a little bit of myself and my culture alive. So I will not let the mainstream get rid of who I am.
All right, man, that's a really great answer right there. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, my name is Jet Li, and today we'll be interviewing this lady right here. What is your name?
Mayoher.
All right, and what is your background?
I'm Hmong.
And what is it that you do to stay culturally healthy?
I dance, which helps me stay physically healthy and mentally healthy.
And last question. How do you respond to when mainstream points you in a different direction from your own culture?
Well, since my style of dance is hip hop, I've been kind of living in the mainstream culture. And so I'm trying to stay with my own culture. So I'm just living in the mainstream culture while maintaining my own ethnic culture. I don't know.
All right, that's great. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jet Li, and today we'll be interviewing this gentleman right next to me. Sorry, what is your name?
My name is Mike Kirkberg.
All right, and what is your background?
You talking ethnic background? Yes. I'm Hungarian, Danish, and Norwegian.
And what is it that you do to stay culturally healthy?
I try to take care of myself physically and mentally. I meditate. I exercise most days of the week. I walk the dog. I like to try to get involved in the community. We haven't been here that long, but we're working on it.
And last question. How do you respond to when mainstream points you in a different direction from your own culture?
I try to read a lot and get information from a lot of different sources rather than just one. I think that's important.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Hi, my name, is it Anas? It is? Oh, okay. No, it's all good. All right. Hi, my name is Jet Li, and today we'll be interviewing this gentleman right next to me. Sir, what is your name?
Yoshi Yang.
And what is your ethnic background?
I'm Hmong.
What is it that you do to stay culturally healthy?
I'm a dancer and I play a little bit of basketball.
And last question. How do you respond to when mainstream points you away or a different direction from your own culture?
When it does that, I just remember my roots. So it kind of brings me back.
All right, thank you. Hi, my name is Jet Li, and today we'll be interviewing this lady and gentleman over here with me. Ma'am, what is your name?
My name is Mila.
Sir, what is yours?
My name is Matt.
All right, and what is your ethnic background?
I am Hmong.
I am a Caucasian European, but specifically French, Canadian, and Polish.
All right, and third question is, what is it that you do to stay culturally healthy?
What I do is just basically speak my own language, just spend time with family, speak my language since nowadays our language is so important and we lose that. So that's very important to me to stay healthy is to just relearn my language or just keep that going.
As for me, I like to attend events such as this one and involve myself as much as I can in other cultures and their activities. Just really get outside my comfort zone and stuff like that. I've been doing it probably for the last 9 years. A lot of like student work study abroad programs, hosting and stuff like that.
All right. And last question. How do you respond to when mainstream points you in a different direction from your own culture?
When Main Street does that, I think you always have to look into yourself and remember who you are, because no matter where you go, what you try to do, you still have to remember that you can't change your skin color, and because of that, I always go back to my roots, learn how to love myself, and just embrace who I am as a Hmong woman in society.
As for me, whenever I'm pulled away, which happens quite often, I usually just try to focus on myself, kind of get some space, and just think to myself what it is that's really important to me and what I really value in other people. It has nothing to do so much with culture, but more of who they are and how they are. So I try to just do that.
All right. Thank you. Great answers. Thank you. All right. What is your name?
Shirley Jones,
And what is your ethnic background?
African American.
What is it that you do to keep yourself culturally healthy?
I make art all the time.
Nice. And what is it that, or how do you respond to when mainstream points you in a different direction from your own culture?
Don't listen, do what I need to do. Just do what I need to do.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
My name is Angela.
And what is it that you do to keep yourself culturally healthy?
What I do to keep myself culturally healthy is that I do a lot of garden work. I also run and dance.
All right. And last question. What is it that or how do you respond to when mainstream culture points you in a different direction from your own culture?
I feel very disappointed. I want to actually prove myself to society that I can be who I am and live the way I want culturally.
All right. Thank you. Those were great answers. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jason, and today I'm with.
Lou Braden Lampley.
And what is your cultural background?
I'm Negro and Indian.
And what do you do to stay culturally healthy?
I work in the garden. I keep very busy. I try and eat healthy and just stay active and positive.
And what do you do when mainstream culture points you to a different direction?
I learn all I can about each culture. It's a pleasure to meet the diversity cultures that's here in America today. There's so much to learn from each and every one. And I get along with everybody.
Okay, thank you.
Well, thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Jason, and today I'm with.
Jesse Rising.
And what is your cultural background?
African American.
What do you do to stay culturally healthy?
To stay culturally healthy. That's interesting. Probably just try to eat right. Try to kind of watch what I eat, pretty much.
And what do you do when mainstream culture points you to a different culture from your own culture?
You know what? I kind of stay true to form. Whatever I believe in, I stay with that. If it's mainstream, but I'm not too much easily led by something else trying to force me into something. I just stay true to my beliefs.
Okay, thank you. Hi, my name is Jason, and today I am with.
Roy Shane.
And what is your cultural background?
Mine is mostly German.
Well, what do you do to stay culturally healthy?
Now that I'm retired, I'm starting to look more into my family background and the history of some of the family relatives.
Okay. And what do you do when mainstream culture points you to a different direction from your own culture?
I try to learn about the other cultures and enjoy some of their things that they enjoy.
Okay, thank you. Hi, my name is Jason, and today I'm with.
Rob Hansen.
And what is your cultural background?
So I'm mostly Danish. My family immigrated from Denmark about 3 generations ago. I do have a little bit of German, Swedish, Russian heritage in me as well, and small parts of other European countries.
And what do you do to stay culturally healthy?
I like to focus on some of the food that has been passed down in my family for generations that's got cultural significance. And then I've just been trying to focus a little bit more on learning more about my history and my family's history and kind of where we all came from.
And what do you do when mainstream culture points you to a different direction from your own culture?
I think it's going to be tough to avoid that. I think you got to just find a good balance between the two and just remember where you came from and just don't lose sight of that.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Hi, my name is Jason, and today I'm with.
W.A.T.E.R.
And what is your cultural background?
I'm that of African descent.
And what do you do to stay culturally healthy?
Culturally healthy, I guess it's like more interacting with those of my culture, musically, spoken word, poetry, learning about my history a little bit more, the origin of why we're here in America, in this distant land they call the promised land. But anyway, though, yeah, that's about it.
And what do you do when mainstream culture points you to a different direction from your own culture?
Well, basically, I would say I'll revert back to recognizing who I am and where I am out here in this society, my culture, my history, but also being in interaction with the rest of the brothers and sisters on the planet. You know what I mean? Because we're not here just by ourselves, so it's all about the human family. That's what it is. So once you recognize other people, you can recognize, and the value of others, you value yourself, then you have a tendency to be a little bit more broad. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for your time. Hi, my name is Jason, and today I'm with.
Dejan.
And what is your cultural background?
I'm from the Balkans, Bosnia. It's in Europe, right between Greece and Italy. So it used to be part of Yugoslavia, but now it's a smaller country called Bosnia and Herzegovina. So that's where I'm from.
And what do you do to stay culturally healthy?
What I do, I try to read a lot. I try to be around different people and be able to be part of as many cultures as possible, so try to experience their food and their way of life. So I just try to immerse myself into different cultures and be part of them. So, but for my own culture, I usually just go back to my roots, like visit my country once or twice a year. So, yes.
And what do you do when mainstream culture points you to a different direction from your own culture?
I try to stick to my principles and values, and I really kind of push away the mainstream culture because I think it's not healthy, and I think it's very degrading to some extent. It's not empowering to the people. The mainstream culture really only puts a Eurocentric standard out there, which I don't think it's good, I guess. I think that it should be more universal, and more people around the world should be put up in a mainstream culture, like people from maybe Cambodia, people from Burma, people from Thailand, so from around the world that should be, put to the forefront and should be in the mainstream culture.
And here I am with.
My name is Asha.
Laura. Stephanie.
And what is your cultural background?
I'm East Indian.
I'm Croatian. White with Scottish and Irish heritage.
And what do you do to stay culturally healthy?
Well, today is a good day to get interviewed. I ran 8 miles this morning, bike around a lot, and try and take a little bit of time for myself.
In terms of my culture, my grandparents were both big gardeners, and so that's something we've kind of taken on the last couple of years is to have a good, healthy garden.
Similar, spend a lot of time in the yard, taking care of the garden, eating healthy, which is something in my childhood was very similar.
And what do you do when mainstream culture points you to a different culture from your own culture?
As far as like staying healthy, you mean? I think, and when you asked this earlier, I think the culture piece, a lot of it is very like work driven, of work all the time, don't take time for yourself. And so I think for me, it's trying to make sure that I can find time to still take care of me and do what I need to do and not put in so many hours.
I feel like if I can see like some benefit or some positive aspects of like a different culture that I'm not typically exposed to, then try to kind of incorporate that into just my day-to-day activities.
Yeah, I think just trying new things and not feeling like I have to join a gym to be healthy, and being okay with doing things on my own and not trying to fall into what social media or just the media is saying is how I should stay healthy.
Hi, my name is Jason, and today I am with.
Alyssa,
And what is your cultural background?
Hmong American.
And what do you do to stay culturally healthy?
I think because my family is tries to be as Hmong as they can, I'm already trying to fit into my identity every day.
And what do you do when mainstream culture points you to a different direction from your own culture?
I mean, I think it's good that mainstream culture, tries to, butt in, but also at the same time, it doesn't really matter for me because I try not to let it affect me.
Hi, my name is Jason, and I'm with.
Armani,
And what is your cultural background?
Black African American.
And what do you do to stay culturally healthy?
Workout, get my education, play basketball, do sports and everything like that.
And what do you do when mainstream culture points you to a different direction from your own culture?
I think it's a good thing. It gets me to look at different perspectives of the world and how other people look at it. So I think it's good.
Hi, my name is Jason, and today I am with.
Beverly Cotman.
And what do you do to stay culturally healthy?
I am Auntie Beverly, the storyteller, and I tell stories in order to stay culturally healthy. I tell African and African American folk tales and fables to children and adults, and that keeps me sort of grounded in my culture and background.
And what do you do when mainstream culture points you to a different direction from your own culture?
Well, when something like that happens, I try to find out what it is that people in the mainstream don't know about me and my background. And then I try to inform or educate them about the assets of the cultural background and the things that I can present, contribute to mainstream culture, and that helps them understand me a little better. And hopefully we get along okay.
Hello, my name is Jason, and today I am with.
Amanda.
And what is your cultural background?
I'm Hispanic.
And what do you do to stay culturally healthy?
I try to spend as much time with my family as possible, and I also like to keep myself culturally aware through the arts.
And what do you do when mainstream culture points you to a different direction from your own culture?
I like to discuss with my peers and other people in my community before I make a decision on how to change my lifestyle.
Hello, my name is Jason, and today I am with.
Nicole.
And what is your cultural background?
I'm African American.
And what do you do to stay culturally healthy?
I spend time doing things that people of my culture do, like coming out to the community and getting involved and being present, and also just making my presence known.
And what do you do when mainstream culture points you in a different direction from your own culture?
Well, one of the things that I do is I self-educate. So I look for information about not only my culture but other cultures around me and how those cultures interact. And then I also make sure I take the time to learn more about my history, my people, where they come from, how they lived, the languages, music that they encompassed prior to coming to America.
Hi, my name is Jason, and today I'm with.
Chad.
Malia.
And Nico.
And what is your cultural background?
Black Lives Matter. I'm African American.
I'm African American.
I'm Greek American.
And what do you do to stay culturally healthy?
Black Lives Matter. I make music. I make art. I try and lend as much as I possibly can to the social activist movement here in Minneapolis. I teach kids, and I study as much as I can about African American history.
I do gymnastics.
How I try to stay culturally healthy is by sort of learning about exactly what's happened in Greece, the history of Greece, learning about my family in Greece, and staying on top of the current events.
Well, what do you do when mainstream culture points you into a different direction from your own culture?
I keep my eyes open, I stay informed, and I try and raise awareness around my community.
What do you do to stay culturally aware, or what do you do when people try and tell you that your life doesn't matter?
Ignore them.
Good. Essentially, that's sort of my answer as well. When mainstream culture is ignoring sort of the realm of where we should be, I feel like mainstream culture is sort of the epitome of white supremacy, and therefore I would ignore it off bat just based on that fact that mainstream culture is based off of rich white lives, and as he said, they ignore the fact, and it's a tough thing for them to understand that Black Lives Matter. Beyond that, I feel like we need to create our own medias. I feel like what you guys have here, Asian Media Services, is access. I like that. I've developed a media company with a couple friends called Unicorn Riot.Ninja. You can find it on the website, Unicorn Riot. And so essentially what it is that we need to create our own media, our own mediums for understanding the world and understanding the events around us. And from there, we won't even have to pay any attention to the mainstream culture and the mainstream media, because that won't be us. We already know it's not us, and essentially it doesn't do us any good.
Hi, my name is Jet Li, and today we are going to interview. What is your name, sir?
Reginald Taylor.
All right, and what is your ethnic background?
Black.
And what do you do to culturally stay healthy?
Do a lot of different things, like join different activities, sports, try to go to different meetings and groups and stuff like that. That's basically it.
Hi, my name is Jet Li, and today we're interviewing this gentleman on the side of me. Sir, what is your name?
Raymond.
All right, that's nice to meet you. And what is your ethnic background?
African American.
And what do you do culturally to stay healthy?
I think pretty much what I do is just learn about my history background, my family background. So just pretty much like maybe History Channel, just ask family members like my great-grandparents about my family history, what they've been through, if it was slavery or did they own any companies, or what struggles did they went through as a family. So just learning about that, I think that just makes it much more healthy.
All right, well, that's nice, man. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Hi, my name is Jet Li, and today we'll be interviewing this gentleman right here with me. What is your name, sir?
My name is Jurel X.
All right, and what is your cultural background?
I'm African.
All right, and what do you do culturally to stay healthy?
What I do culturally to stay healthy, I usually read about my history, African history, our culture before the Greeks, Roman invasion of Africa.
All right, that sounds really great. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Hi, my name is Jet Li, and today we'll be interviewing this lady right next to me. Ma'am, what is your name?
Tamika.
All right, and what is your background?
Multicultural, African American, French, along with Native American, Irish, so just a multiple.
All right. Okay, and what do you do culturally to stay healthy?
Well, I try to communicate with people who speak of different languages, especially with the Somali community, some Spanish, and just interact with people that I'm not accustomed to their cultures, so to get to know it better.
That's very great. Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jet Li, and today we'll be interviewing this gentleman right here next to me. What is your name, sir?
Jim Crawford.
It's nice to meet you. What is your ethnic background?
NYOB, none of your business.
And what is it that you do culturally to stay healthy?
Dude, we don't have any culture here. We have McDonald's in the drive-thru. See, I guess I'm an American. You're all Americans, but I'm technically the invader, right? You know, my people stole the land from the natives, so, and then brought everybody else. So here's my story, man. You want to know culturally? Here's the deal. I walk up to this girl in college. I say, "Excuse me, you have an accent. Where are you from?" She goes, "I don't have an accent. You do?" So I've been married 18 years. So we have a 16-year-old, a 12-year-old, an 8-year-old. boy, girl, girl, and so that makes them a Meritopian because my wife's Ethiopian. So
Man.
they have their own culture, and my son thinks he's me, so he's fat too.
All right, that was very interesting, actually. Thank you for your time. Hi, my name is Jet Li, and today we'll be interviewing this gentleman right beside me. Sir, what is your name?
Michael Sims.
All right, and what is your ethnic background?
I'm Afro-American.
All right, and what do you do culturally to stay healthy?
Basically, it's a lot of bike riding and a lot of walking.
All right, that's great. Thank you for your time. All right, thank you. Hi, my name is Jet Li, and today I'll be interviewing this lady right next to me. Ma'am, what is your name?
Megan Goki.
All right, and what is your background, ethnic background?
I'm white.
And what is it that you do culturally that to keep yourself healthy?
A lot of times when my family gets together in the summer, we'll all play soccer together. I guess that's kind of the biggest thing in terms of physical stuff.
Hi, my name is Jet Li, and today we will be interviewing this lady right next to me. Ma'am, what is your name?
My name is Phyllis Hayes Russell,
All right, and what is your ethnic background?
African American.
What is it that you do culturally to keep yourself healthy?
I attend many of the programs that are offered at North Point, such as the health and wellness programs, as well as food shelves, and advising my friends and neighbors of the good care there.
Well, thank you very much. All right, thank you for your time.
Hi, this is Chua Lo, and today we are here with.
Mao Lee.
What is your cultural background?
I am Hmong.
What do you do culturally to stay healthy?
Or since we're at the farmers market, I think it would be fit to say farming. It's a good way to keep yourself active and go at your own speed, because when you farm, it's your own thing, your own business, so you can go as fast as you want or as slow as you want.
All right, and that'll be all for today, and thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Yep. Nhớ rằng của cho lâu and nu nào bên đó tu chính giờ nó.
Cú tuần chỉ này cho tu này tua nó mà cú luôn béo vào phục xong nữa mà khó cú nó chiều có cú mua nhẹ đấy chứ mà cú khó thì có cú tàu mua exercise có cú tập hư có cú sao tàu nhau chơi có cú sao mò sư cú là lô cú share nó sư nè cho mình nhớ nè tôi thay nó là cú用shaker mà bé cho lâu nó mà qua đó nè bé chỉ uống lên nó chỉ bé mò mà việc hỏi thì bé mua tỏi chỉ không mò lòเลยก็bé mua exercise nó chỉ bé làm mua tê nó exercise thì có chả cúอยู่tỏi hư cóอยู่tê lần nó rong cái bé thì chỉ mua mò nó xí nè nè cho mình nhớ nè mua thay nè要煮小的bé cho nó thì bé ôn nhớ nó mà bé chỉ nhớ đó xí là ये तो खेत có bé chỉ rong chỉ bé uống lên nó bé mua ta ra có bé chỉ rong nó xí hay là khó tôi nhớ gì tôi chỉ tập bé khó ngày đó tôi chỉ mà bé chùa uống exercise nó xí nè này cho mình nhớ này thay nó là này họ mua uống đồ sữa sai có sữa sữa thì bé sao nhớ bé tôi exercise thì nhớ nó mua tao plá lo là chứ gì chỉ trong cú nó cũng uống té nó cũng plá mê nó xí mà hoàn gia đó này thì cú yên uống mấy cái cú yên healthy tàn độ hơn nè
我找
chỉ này
你这个。
Hello, welcome to the show. I'm your host, Lajay Imani Timberlake. I'm going to be hosting today for Asian Media Access and News Force Media. Today I'm with
Samaya Ali, and I attend Obah Medical Academy.
Jaden Williamson, and I attend Patrick Henry High School.
And A. Shong, and I also attend Patrick Henry High School.
Okay, the first question I have for you guys today is, where did your family immigrate from?
My mom immigrated from Djibouti, and my dad immigrated from Somalia.
I don't know.
My parents and family immigrated from Thailand.
Okay, why do you think that your family immigrated?
My mom immigrated because she wanted a new job and just to come to America and see how it is. My dad fled to Somalia because there was a civil war going on, but that's about it. Yeah.
Like, this is crazy. Honestly,
That's fine.
Oh, for me, I think my parents and my family immigrated from Thailand because they wanted to have a better life in the States, because they believe that in the States you could come from nothing and you could still rise to the top.
Okay. Well, my grandparents all immigrated from Puerto Rico. I don't really know the history behind it, but I think it was just for better opportunities in general for future generations. How long did it take for your family to immigrate to America?
My dad came straight from Somalia to Minnesota, and my mom gave birth to me, and we all went to London for a little bit. Then we moved to Atlanta, and then we decided to just move to Minnesota because we had more family up here. But yeah.
well, from the family I know, they came from Indiana and Chicago. So I don't really know if they really, I don't know.
Before coming to the States, my family had to learn English first, so it took them, I don't even know how long, but some time to learn English, just so that they could actually survive in the States. But then afterwards, they went straight from Thailand all the way to California.
I think I relate to you because they had to learn English first, and then they came to Minnesota. Well, Oklahoma, then Minnesota. In your opinion, do you think more immigrants should be able to migrate to the U.S.?
Yes, I do think that immigrants should be able to come to America because they deserve the same rights that everyday American citizens have. Like some Americans have free healthcare, and some immigrants don't have access to that in their home countries. So they deserve to come to America and have some of those rights that some average day Americans have.
Yeah, I think they should. I think they deserve to be able to migrate from their country to here, because I feel that if they think they deserve a better life, then they can. I mean, it's their life. I mean, nobody should be able to stop them from doing that.
Yeah, I think more immigrants should be able to come to America because my family was blessed to be able to come to America. And as Salmo said, I think that America does have a lot of benefits, and people who are struggling would love that.
I agree with all of you as well, especially because even when people are on the waiting list to immigrate here, it takes longer than it should. Like sometimes it can take up to 5 years in order to even be allowed a trial. So I definitely think more immigrants should have opportunities to come to the U.S. What are some hardships your family experienced migrating here?
My mom knew how to speak English when she came here, so she knew English and French, so she was able to get a job as an interpreter. So she didn't really have any struggles, but my dad didn't know English, so he had to learn it before he could enter the workforce or anything. And then he learned English, but it was a struggle for him because he had to learn it on his own since he came here by himself. And yeah, I think the only problem was the language barrier, but that's all.
Okay.
I mean, if I'm assuming anything, I would probably say getting a job, because if you come from somewhere else, it'd be pretty hard to get a job.
Oh, as for my family, their English is decent at best. So, especially my elders, I don't think they're not the best at English. So, coming to America was really hard for them. And I feel like they were really underestimated because obviously new people coming here, you wouldn't expect them to know anything about the States, English, yeah. So they had to learn English, they had to try to find out where to live, how to reconnect with family, and then how to take care of their family because they have to get a job. So, yeah.
For my family, I think it was pretty hard because like it was like back then, like it was a long time ago. But other than like hardships, just like in general, just happening like with people every day, then I think it was pretty okay. The best way I can describe it. Do you know how like your family got here? Like, oh, did like they have to walk some ways, or like did they get a bus or like drive?
My dad stayed in a refugee camp in Kenya for a little bit, I think. But then after that, he came to America by plane. And my mom and her family bought plane tickets from Djibouti to France to London, I think. And then, yeah, they just came by plane, both of them.
Okay.
I would assume by plane.
Yeah, and both of my parents, I think they stayed in a refugee camp, and then afterwards they took a bus to an airport, and then they went from the airport straight to California.
Okay. What was your family's favorite thing about their home state? Like their homeland? Sorry.
My mom's favorite thing would probably be school because she was attending the University of Djibouti before she left. And she was a hard worker, so she was excelling in all of her classes before she came to Minnesota. And then she decided to continue and to get her bachelor's degree, I assume. And then she went to the University of Minnesota. But that would probably be her favorite thing from Djibouti, her education.
What's your family's favorite thing about like where they moved from, Chicago?
Probably the food. I don't know. I like Chicago food. It's pretty good.
So something that my family misses is definitely the community back there, because before all the war stuff happened, they were living their lives basically. And my grandma, she loved gardening, amazing gardener, by the way. Even now, like in Minnesota, she still gardens and she grows so much plants.
I think, well, I assume my grandparents miss because like I wish I connected with it more. It's probably like the food in general and like just like how they handle themselves like as their culture, like how they party and like stuff like that. Did your family feel welcome first arriving?
I do think they felt welcomed because both my parents had families living here in America before they came. So yeah, I think they felt welcomed because they had family surrounding them.
Did your family?
Yeah, same as her because we had family in Minnesota before we moved to Minnesota, and
Now, I don't know if they felt welcomed because I don't know much about like when they first arrived here, but if I do know something, I know that they definitely felt somewhat out of place because just a new country, yeah.
What I would assume is they felt welcome because I'm pretty sure they had family members in Oklahoma. Does your family feel safer in America? And like, if you don't mind, why?
My mom definitely doesn't feel more safe. I think she just feels neutral because of America's sort of violent nature, I guess.
But my dad definitely thinks it's more safer here than Somalia because of the war. But I think they both come to a middle ground on that subject, I guess. But yeah.
I think my mom feels safer in Minnesota because Chicago is a violent state.
I think they feel more safe here because, well, since they like own houses and own like the police force here too, so they definitely feel more safe in their own house and being able to protect themselves.
From what I know, like about them now, I think they feel safer because like my grandma, she's living on her own, and like she doesn't even live in the state with like most of her grandkids and stuff. So I'm pretty sure she feels safe and like welcome. Would your family go back to their homeland? My mom definitely would want to go back and just stay there for a little bit for like a vacation, but not live there. And my dad would probably not want to live in Somalia either. But yeah.
Yeah, I would say like they would like to visit or something, but not stay there for the rest of their lives.
Visit, yes. Live there, no, because my dad, he usually goes to Laos and Thailand for vacations, and he says the people there just aren't like the greatest, and then he just prefers the states more because it's more advanced and like more. He prefers the cities, basically.
Okay. Do you want to tell us the biggest difference between America and your homeland? The biggest difference would probably be the opportunities, maybe, because there's more opportunities in America and more advancements here than there would be in my homeland, I guess. But yeah.
I guess same. I don't know.
The biggest difference, I'd say, is both the people and like, I don't know how to say, like the outside, not outside, the places, like it's more rural in Thailand and Laos, and for the States, you see like more cities and more buildings built, so more like they're more advanced.
I've never visited Puerto Rico, so I'm not sure. My mom and aunt has. They didn't really tell me much about their trip, so I'm unsure. Sorry. What's a food that you enjoy from your homeland? A food I enjoy from Djibouti would be ambabur. It's like a celebratory dish that we have probably like twice a year or maybe like once, but it's an annual thing. It's a dish from Chicago.
I like Chicago style hot dogs. I mean, if that counts.
No. I'm gonna butcher this because I am not the best Hmong speaker. I'm probably like one of the worst Hmong speakers ever because I'm not, well, yeah, anyway. It's called kapong. It's like white noodles with like red soup. Usually has like quail eggs and let's just say some like garnish of like plants or vegetables. Not plants, plants are, no. Okay, yeah.
Okay. Is there another language you speak at home besides English?
Yeah, we speak English, Somali, and yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
Nope, only English.
We speak Hmong and English.
Okay. Well, I only speak English with my mom, but she knows Spanish. Sorry. Have you or anyone you know had a bad experience in the U.S. because of your culture?
My aunt actually. I think that she would when she first came here, she expressed that she wasn't treated the same as her coworkers at her job because they didn't really like that she was a hijabi and that of like what she wore and how it was modest and stuff. But yeah, I think that's about it.
Kind of the same. My mom at one of her previous jobs had racial, whatever it's called, I don't know. There was like racism, and yeah, one of her coworkers were being racist to her. So she left and got a new job.
For me, it's both a personal experience and experience of a friend. So this could go for both of us, but I'll just talk about my friend for now. So she is Asian, and then she's like smartest kid in the class. Amazing, by the way. So she knows a lot, and when she doesn't know something, everyone's like, "You don't know that?" And then because she's like stereotyped to be the smart Asian kid in the class, so whenever she doesn't do anything like almost flawlessly, they all judged her like in my class. But that was in elementary, so I hope those kids learn more and matured more to know that, or to not stereotype people. Yeah.
Okay. For me, I had that accountment, and it was like when I was in elementary school. I didn't really notice that it was like a bad thing until like now. Now that I'm hyper aware about these things, but younger me didn't really know much about like slurs and stuff. Yeah. What is one of your favorite like cultural traditions that you enjoy?
A tradition would probably be Eid, and because of the amount of fun that we have that day and just being surrounded by family on that day. But yeah.
Is this a tradition you like in general?
Juneteenth, I guess, is pretty fun on that day, where we have get-togethers with the community and stuff, and my family.
As for me, Hmong New Year, because it's not like only for Hmong people. Because like at schools, you can see the whole school celebrating Hmong New Year, and then like all the Hmong people and everyone else, the whole community gets together. You can see performances, dances, arts, and then maybe even food. Like they could bring in food, and you could try new cultural foods that you probably never tasted before.
Okay. My family is not really that connected with our culture. Not many. We don't really do many traditions. Like I guess. I mean, I don't really interact with most of my culture traditions. A follow-up question to what I just mentioned. Do you think you're close with your like culture from your homeland?
With me being surrounded by a lot of my people, like Somali people and Muslim people, because of like my community and my school, I do think I'm still close to my culture, but in some ways I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would say yeah. I don't know. I got a lot of black friends, I guess.
Close to my culture, I'd say I am, but also quite not, because to not know your own language is very saddening. So yeah.
Okay, that's it for today. We talked about a lot about our family and like how each of us have experienced being in the U.S. as people of culture. And we hope you enjoyed today's show. Thank the audience for watching. And
I'm Sumaya Ali, and I attend Obah Medical Academy.
I'm Jaden Williamson, and I attend Patrick Henry High School.
And I'm Mishong, and I also attend Patrick Henry High School.
And I'm your host, Laja Imani Timberlake. Thank you for watching.